trust to the way you said my name, like it was safe inside your mouth. I built a future in small moments while you were slowly finding out how easy it was to keep me close without giving your whole heart. I thought silence meant you cared, now I know it meant you didn't. Love turned against me when you stayed, but never stood on my side when every promise felt sincere. Yeah, none of them survived. I loved you like I had nothing to lose. You loved me like I was temporary. I didn't fall out of love with you. Love turned against me. You watched me give you everything, my trust, my patience, all my truth. I kept forgiving your distance, calling neglect something me move through. I blame my heart for feeling hurt while yours stayed carefully untouched. You weren't cruel with your words, you were cruel with your honesty. Love turned against me when I believed your half commitment was enough. When I kept choosing understanding and you kept choosing to give up, I held on tighter when you pulled away, thinking effort could make you stay. I didn't lose myself by chance. Love turned against me. Some betrayals don't leave bruises, they leave questions you replay at night. Like how someone can feel so familiar and still walk away without a fight. I would have survived the truth sooner if you hadn't let me hold this long. Love turned against me the moment I realized I was loving alone. I was fighting for something sacred, you were already letting it go. I won't regret the way I loved you, even if it broke parts of me. The pain isn't that I believed in love, it's that love turned against me. I walked away carrying lessons, you walked away feeling relief. I lost the version of us I imagined, but I found the truth in me. I walked away carrying lessons, you walked away feeling relieved. I lost the version of us I imagined, but I found the truth in me. I defended your name in rooms you never entered. I carried your silence like it was my fault. I believe love meant standing in the fire together while you searched for the nearest exit. When things got hot, I learned how to swallow disappointment quietly, so you wouldn't feel pressure to care. I thought loyalty meant endurance, I didn't know it meant standing You promised me safety with your words, but your actions stayed neutral. You didn't protect us, you protected your comfort instead. When things got heavy, you looked away and left me holding what we said. Love needed courage in those moments, not silence dressed up as peace. You didn't protect us, you let us break quietly. I fought for a future you treated like a suggestion. I planned around excuses you never outgrew. You watched me bleed emotional patience, and then asked why I look tired of you. I wasn't asking you to be perfect, I was asking you to be present and brave. But you mistook avoidance for maturity and called my pain something I should outgrow. You said you hated conflict, but you never hated losing me. You didn't protect us when trust was under attack. You stayed neutral while I was breaking and called it giving space instead. Love isn't safe when only one person is willing to stand in the storm. You didn't protect us, you watched us fall apart in slow motion. Betrayal isn't always cheating or lies, sometimes it's the absence of defense. It's choosing ease over effort when love is asking for presence. I would have stood beside you in chaos, but you never stood beside me at all. You didn't protect us, and now I finally understand. Love doesn't fail from too much feeling, it fails from too little backbone. I won't beg for protection again from someone afraid to choose me. You didn't protect us, and I won't mistake silence for love again. I didn't lose you to another person, I lost you to your refusal to fight for us. I remember when love felt warm and certain, when saying your name didn't hurt my chest. Back then I trusted every promise you whispered, believing forever was something you meant. I gave you truth without hesitation, I loved you with nothing to hide. You took that openness like it was optional, and slowly taught my heart to doubt itself. You spoke in comfort, not in honesty, and I mistook that for care. Love lost its meaning the moment I realized I was loving alone in a room meant for two. Your words stayed soft while your actions disappeared, leaving me confused and used. Love isn't love when it's empty of effort, when only one heart is trying to believe. Love lost its meaning when it stopped being real to you and me. I kept explaining my pain like it needed permission. I kept shrinking so you wouldn't feel blamed. You caught my hurt and overreaction while repeating the choices that made it stay. I learned how to smile through disappointment, how to lower my needs to survive. That wasn't strength, it was slow erosion, a quiet way of losing myself over time. You said you loved me in theory, but never in the moments that counted. Love lost its meaning when trust became fragile, when honesty flowed like a breath. I gave you loyalty without conditions. You gave me a reason to regret. Love isn't silence dressed up as patience. It's showing up even when it's hard to stay. Love lost its meaning when you chose comfort over what we made. Maybe betrayal isn't always another name. Sometimes it's choosing not to care. It's watching someone fall apart quietly and convincing yourself you weren't there. I would have fought through every storm with you, but you never picked a side. Love lost its meaning the night I accepted that wanting you cost me my peace. I won't keep proving my worth to someone who made love feel cheap. I'll redefine it without confusion, without fear, without apology. Love lost its meaning with you, so I'm taking it back for me. How did I stop believing in love? I just stopped believing in yours. I remember when love felt tense, when flew too high. I didn't stop believing in love. I didn't stop believing in love. I didn't stop believing in laws. I didn't stop believing in I remember when love, I didn't stop believing in love. I didn't fall because you chased me. I fell because you felt safe. Your voice sounded steady in the dark. Your promises didn't shake. I opened doors I locked for years, believing you were careful with me. I didn't know calm could be a cover for someone who never planned to stay. I thought trust was the foundation. I didn't know it was the gamble. Trust was the risk, and I took it alone. I bet my heart on your honesty while you kept yours protected and closed. I thought love meant mutual danger, but I was the only one exposed. Trust was the risk, and I paid for it on my own. You learned my fears like passwords, then logged out when things got real. You borrowed my faith without permission, never asking how I'd heal. I adjusted my expectations downward so you wouldn't feel accused. I called it compromise and patience while you called it being confused. I kept choosing to believe you, but you chose not to choose me. Trust was the risk, not loving you. I could survive the heartbreak, but not the truth I never knew. You didn't lie with every sentence, you lied with what you refused to do. Trust was the risk, and I'm still undue. Betrayal doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's subtle and slow. It's letting someone build a future while you quietly plan to go. I would've survived your honesty, but you let me believe instead. Trust was the risk, and now I finally see love without accountability is just comfort using me. I don't regret loving openly, I regret who I trusted to care. Trust was the risk, and I won't lose myself there again. I'm not afraid of love anymore. I'm afraid of trusting the wrong silence. I did you with the parts I never showed, the fragile thoughts I kept locked inside. You learned my fears like a second language, then use them to decide what I would break. I wasn't careless with my heart, I was careful with the wrong hands. You didn't just leave a wound, you knew exactly where to cut. Betrayal felt personal, not accidental, not a mistake, not bad timing, not fate. You looked at my love and chose yourself, while I stayed loyal a second too late. It wasn't the loss that destroyed me, it was knowing you understood the pain. Betrayal felt personal, because you knew me and did it anyway. I defended you when doubt got loud, explained your silence like it had a reason. I rewrote my instincts to protect your image while you slowly wrote your intentions. I kept the faith when it was bleeding, you kept your options wide and clean. You didn't fall out of love, you stepped out with precision. Betrayal felt personal in the quiet moments when I replayed every truth you stole. You promised safety, delivered distance, left my trust with nowhere to go. It wasn't jealousy or insecurity, it was clear you're arriving too late. Betrayal felt personal, because honesty never scared you, losing me didn't either. Some people don't break hearts loudly, they roll them with calm control. They let you believe you're the problem, while slowly abandoning the role. Didn't imagine the change in your eyes, I just refused to accept it at first. Betrayal felt personal when I stopped explaining. When my silence finally made sense, you didn't deserve my understanding or the excuses I spent on your defense. I won't confuse love with endurance again, or call survival romance. Betrayal felt personal, but healing feels intentional, and I choose it. You lost access to the woman who believed, and I found her the moment I walked away. I told the truth even when it shook my voice, even when honesty made me look weak. I laid my heart out without armor, while you learned how to speak in half-beliefs. I thought love meant standing uncovered. I didn't know it meant standing alone. I kept choosing clarity, you kept choosing comfort. I was honest, alone in a room built for two, confessing my fears to your silence. I stayed real while you stayed careful, calling distance a form of kindness. It wasn't that you lied every time, it's that truth only lived with me. I was honest, alone, and loneliness learned my name that way. I admitted when I wasn't sure of us, when love started feeling unbalanced. You nodded like you understood, then left my questions unanswered. I fought for repair, not perfection. You waited for things to collapse. I spoke to save what we had. You stayed quiet to protect yourself. I was honest, alone, while you hid behind calm, calling avoidance peace of mind. I held the weight of every truth while you dropped yours behind mine. It wasn't bravery that broke my heart, it was courage without company. I was honest, alone, and that honesty cost me everything. Some people don't betray with another body, they betray with emotional escape. They let you bleed in conversation while they quietly change shape. I didn't ask for perfection or forever, I asked for truth that stayed. I was honest, alone, until honesty hurt, until my words felt heavy and wrong. I stopped explaining my feelings when I realized I've been explaining alone. Love shouldn't feel like self-exposure when no one's standing the same. I was honest, alone, but I won't be abandoned in truth again. I didn't lose my honesty with you, I just learned it deserves someone who stays. You saw the cracks before I did, you felt the shift before I spoke. I was still building us with hope. While you were learning how to let go, I trusted the way you said my name, like it still meant something true. You weren't confused, you weren't lost, you were just quiet with the truth. You knew better than to promise me light when you were already shoes in the dark. You knew better than to hold my hand if you were planning to break my heart. I loved you like love was a risk worth taking. You loved me like an option you lose. It hurts the most because I didn't know, but you knew better. You let me dream out loud with you, let me believe we were aligned. Every smile you gave felt genuine, while doubt was living in your mind. I replay the moments I defended you, when my instincts begged me to stop. I was protecting what I felt, you were protecting your escape. You knew better than to stay that close when your heart was halfway gone. You knew better than to say we're fine when you'd already moved on. I gave you truth without a shield, you gave me comfort wrapped in lies. I fell for what I thought we were, you knew better the whole time. Some betrayals don't come with cheating, they come with staying when you shouldn't stay, with letting someone love you fully while your honesty fades away. I would've survived the truth sooner if you would've been brave enough to speak. You knew better than to let me hope, than to let me fight alone. You knew better than to call it love when your heart wasn't home. I won't regret the way I love, even if it broke me through. The pain isn't that I loved you wrong, it's that you knew better and still let me love you. I walked away wounded but honest, you stayed intact but hollow inside. I lost you, yes, but you lost yourself the moment you chose to hide. I showed you every fragile part, no locks, no shadows, no disguise. I spoke my truth without protection while you smiled with guarded eyes. I confused your quiet distance for a depth I hadn't earned. I thought love was patience growing, not secrets waiting to be learned. I gave you all my open hands, you hid behind what you never said. I built a home from honesty, you slept in half-truths in your head. I stayed transparent, soft and real, you stayed careful, safe and split. I gave you everything I had, you hid. I defended you in silence, explained your absence as your pain. I kept rewriting your behavior so my heart wouldn't feel ashamed. I loved the version I believed in, not the one you chose to be. You were lost inside your fears, you were hiding intentionally. I gave you trust without a shield, you hid the truth behind your calm. I reached for clarity and warmth, you offered distance just as charm. I emptied myself to meet you, you rushed in love like it was thin. I gave with nothing held back. choices made when no one's watching you. It's not the lies that haunt me now, it's knowing I was honest too. I would survive your truth, but not the way you let me stay. I gave you loyalty and time, you hid where I couldn't reach. I fought for us with my whole heart, you saved yourself by leaving me. I don't regret the way I loved, even if it cost me peace. I gave you all I was, you hid. I'm not broken from believing, I'm stronger for what I see. You lost someone who loved you fully. I found myself when you hid from me. There was no shouting, no slam door, just a pause that stayed too long. Your voice sounded the same as always, but something in it was gone. You looked at me like a habit, not a choice you still would make. I felt my heart lean forward while yours quietly pulled away. That was a moment I knew, even before the truth came through. When my name didn't soften your tone, when silence felt like home to you. I smiled while something cracked inside, pretending I had no clue, but my soul recognized the ending. That was the moment I knew. I replayed every recent memory, searching for where I went wrong. But love doesn't disappear overnight, it fades when it's been gone too long. You stopped asking how I was, started answering with space. I realized I was still arriving while you were already replaced. That was the moment I knew, when your eyes stopped holding mine, when effort felt like something old, not something you gave in time. I laughed through a quiet heartbreak, acting like I was strong too, but my chest understood the truth. That was the moment I knew. Some betrayals don't come with lies, they come with emotionally. You didn't cheat with another body, you cheated by letting me believe I would've faced the pain sooner if you hadn't let me stay. That was the moment I knew, when love felt one-sided and thin, when I was fighting for us and you were already out within. I didn't lose you suddenly, I lost you piece by piece in view. My heart broke quietly in real time. That was the moment I knew. I don't regret the love I gave, even though it hurt me through. The saddest part wasn't losing you, it was knowing when I knew. I stood between your silence and your smile, calling it patience, calling it fate. I learned how to soften my questions so you wouldn't feel pushed to say my name. I kept excusing the distance you practiced, telling myself this was how love breathes. shelter. You chose comfort over me. Love didn't defend me when I was breaking, didn't speak up when I was blamed. It watched me drown in quiet excuses while you walk free of the flames. I love like it was a promise, you love like it was convenient to leave. I lost more than just you that night. Love didn't defend me. I became smaller to keep you steady. Learned your moods like warning signs. I carried truths you were afraid of, so your hands could stay clean of mine. You said nothing when I was questioned, let doubt rewrite what was real. That's when loyalty showed its limits, and I learned how betrayal feels. Love didn't defend me when it mattered, didn't fight for what was true. It let your version stand unchallenged while I disappeared from you. I begged for honesty, not rescue, but even that felt too heavy to be. I stood alone in a shared story. Love didn't defend me. The deepest cut wasn't losing you, it was losing myself trying to stay. I trusted love to be braver, but it folded and looked away. Some hearts don't break from hatred, they break from being unseen. Love didn't defend me, didn't warn me, didn't tell me I was giving too much. It let me bleed in slow motion, calling in neglect a softer touch. I won't hate the love I offered, even if it failed to shelter me. I survived what I shouldn't have had to. When love didn't defend me, love didn't defend me. I don't need revenge or apologies, I just need my truth set free. If love comes again, it better stand up, or it won't be love to me.